And we are live! Hello!
Welcome!
Hi!
Morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone
Mabuhay!
na nanonood sa amin kung nasaan man kayong parte ng buong mundo, hindi lang buong Pilipinas.
And
Well,
planeta, yes. Yun ang
yes,
shoulders ko ngayon.
and welcome to Marketing Riding in Tandem with Liza
Liza!
and
Richie!
Richie. So, maraming salamat ulit sa inyong pagnood or pag-follow ng aming podcast. Please continue to watch us. We have a lot more topics, interesting topics to cover in the future, especially today. So, sa nakikita nyo sa screen nyo, si Madam Liza, ang aking kaibigan or partner sa podcast na to, ginamit niya ang kanyang influence para
Correct!
ma-convince ang aming kabigha-bighani, kapita-pitagan na guest. So, friend, can you please introduce our guest?
Friend, parang linggo ba ng wika? Kasi parang lahat ng Tagalog words. Gusto mong iba to? Nanonood po ba ang Tagalog Filipino teacher ni Richie? At gusto natin pasalamatan.
Thank you.
Friend, itong topic na to, very interesting because a lot of people have been requesting about this topic, okay? Nung bata tayo, anong dream mo, friend, nung bata ka? Ano yung pangarap mo? When you grow up, what do you want to be?
Doktor.
Oh, parang nalungkot ka, doktor. Parang di man lang siya natuwa. Doktor. Di ba dati, you want to be a doctor, nurse, engineer, lawyer, teacher, pilot, di ba ganyan. Ngayon, pag tinanong mga mabata, what do you want to be when you grow up? Di pa nga grow up eh. I want to be a YouTuber or influencer. Di ba? Yung mga nanay, dati, pangarap maging endorser or commercial model, ang anak nila. Ngayon, YouTuber. Di ba?
Yes.
Kita mo yung mga I'm channeling ganyan. So, the world has changed and in terms of dreams or ambition, iba na. Okay?
Yes.
The term influencer is very popular. Hindi ko alam saan nauso yun eh. Basta, di ba parang, influencer ka na. Di ba lagi ko siya naririnig? So, in terms of the term influencer, marketing has changed because it's more commonly used and people are now identified as influencers. And the term influencer marketing is quite common now. Okay, brands have been acknowledging the power of influencers and there are metrics that are now being launched to measure credibility and success. Di ba dati wala naman? Oo.
Yes. Oo.
Success.
So, introduce mo yung guest natin. She is one of the pioneers in influencer marketing. So, ibig sabihin, she is a game changer.
Correct.
And sobra kaming thankful for having or finding time to do this podcast with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, so without further ado, let us welcome Aryanna Epperson.
Hi! Grabe, what an intro. I super love it. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Of course, yes.
Iba?
So, correct. Oh, go friend.
So si Aryanna, for full disclosure, sobrang sikat na neto pero ang dali naman niyang i-invite. Thank you, Aryanna.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, of course, is one of my favorite marketing teachers, especially yung BCom marketing class ko, guys. Pag nag-enroll kayo sa DLSU and you have a chance to take her class, grabe. I don't know why people might not enjoy because it was the most fun that I've ever had. Honestly, I have so many key takeaways that I hope to also share.
Okay, Aryanna, please enumerate the key takeaways that you learned from my class.
No.
Please prepare a PowerPoint. Where's your PowerPoint? I will share my screen.
Honestly, you teaching us how to make the perfect marketing pitch and PowerPoint has been so useful in all of my projects. I'm not even joking. All of my pitches, my decks, my presentations, my talks. I swear, I always have this Liza's voice in my head going, it's not good enough, change it hanggang perfect. Hindi naman. But I always...
Naririnig niya, ang pangit, ayusin niyo yan.
But yeah, look at where I am today, if not for her pushing me to do better. Diba?
Yeah.
It's an honor for me to push you, Aryanna. Sana, pag sobra ka pang sikat, huwag mo ako kakalimutan, Aryanna.
Cannot forget.
feeling ko hindi naman niya kakalimutan. I mean, just look at Aryanna. Napaka-humble na bata to. Kakainis, masyadong humble.
Parang ang perfect
pero
na friend.
pero totoo.
Sorry.
No. Thank you, Aryanna. I mean, please stay that way. And I'm sure you'll stay that way. And we're very blessed and happy to have you now. Okay.
Parang birthday ni Aryanna, may tribute.
Oo nga. At saka para akong politician.
No, pero in all honesty, it's really ironic for me to be, I guess, an influencer or content creator, whatever you want to call it. Kasi growing up, super shy talaga ako. As an introverted, shy. And can you imagine to like be forced in front of the TV or the camera and to be not to be a personality, but to show your personality and to be vulnerable. Parang it was so scary for me. Pero there was some sort of a comfort in it kasi it's just you in the camera, It's just walang magja-judge sa'yo if you're like in front of a big crowd or something. And my mom was a stylist and my dad's a photographer. So I guess in that sense, comfortable in front of the camera. And throughout the years, the confidence has built with
lumabas. So Aryanna, we start our podcast episode with good news segment. So think of a new discovery, new show, new food that you want to share. So habang syempre nag-iisip kayo, i-share ko na. So
sige, go.
Kasi kagabi naiinip ako, so I was trying to find a good English show, okay? So I start, usually kasi pag 5 minutes hindi maganda, hindi ko na siya tinututukan. So the first 5 minutes, I need that for me to get hooked. Yung isang nagustuhan ko, yung Never Have I Ever. Have you watched that?
Not yet.
Yes, long time ago. Tagal na yan, friend.
Friend, bago lang to!
Season 2 na ba siya? On first season pa lang.
In
Hindi ko matandaan.
fairness, Never Have I Ever. Hindi ko siya pinapansin kasi parang Indian yung star. So I wasn't really paying attention. Pero I got hooked. Nakaka-relate ako kahit medyo a few years lang yung gap namin Parang high school sila. Ako, fresh grad, di ba? But I love it. Parang it's very refreshing. Natuwa ako.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
Actually, maganda siya and very light siya. Ikaw, Aryanna, meron ka ba?
Actually, I have 2 new discoveries na I super love. If you guys didn't know, yung mga viewers or listeners natin, i-subscribe naman tayo sa Marketing Riding in Tandem.
Ay, gusto ko yan!
Love it. Nag-subscribe na ako, guys. So, what are you looking for? And secondly is, Trinaical recently is an Instagram shop. I've been wanting to support a lot of these online businesses, especially now. And there's this place called Sober Dad Kitchen sa Instagram. And I'm sure sanayin tayo sa mga sushi bake. But meron silang samgyeopsal bake. And grabe, napakasarap talaga. Wow. If you have a chance to try it, tikman mo talaga. Like,
sige.
Asarap.
Okay. Alright. Ano ba yan?
Sober
Dad.
Sober Dad Kitchen.
Yes.
Okay, guys, follow that. And syempre, purchase din kayo so that you'll be able to try their delicacies. Okay. Thank you, Aryanna. Ako naman, pwede ba ako mag-share, friend?
Yung mabilis lang, friend. Yung mabilis lang. Pakibilisan.
Yung 4th episode namin, niloloko ko nito. Parang tinanong niya ako kung napanood ko daw yung Blackpink sa Netflix. So, pinanood ko na siya. Actually, hindi ko alam, sikat pala sila. Oo, naku, baka baka mabash ako, pero sobra akong natuwa watching that. And kumbaga, kung yung ibang country, meron silang mga school, di ba, ng mga beauty queens. Parang yung Korea, may school sila ng mga entertainers. And ang favorite ko sa kanilang 4, so tuwang-tuwa ako sa kanila kasi nakita ko yung humility nila with that interview. And parang look at them now, sobra silang huge. Not just in Korea, but in the whole world. And I didn't know, one of the members pala is Thai.
Yes, si
Lisa. Lisa, oo. Pero although ang favorite ko, parang medyo na ko sa kanya, si Rose, the person who grew up in New Zealand. I don't know, parang natuwa lang ako sa kanya. Although lahat sila okay. Pero si Rose yung favorite ko. So, and yung story nila, it was a revelation na parang sinasabi nila na so, ang tagal ng training nila, I think yung isa 4 years, yung isa 5 years, yung isa 6 years. And parang yung trainings nila sobrang ang haba in a day or in a week. Pero they kept on pushing, and they never gave up. And hopefully, diba, matuto yung mga bata and mga viewers natin, kahit yung mga matatanda, na if you really want something, hardship is part of it eh. So you have to go through it eh, so that you'll be able to enjoy the labor of your ano ba tawag nito? Efforts. So, yun lang. Ako yun yung good news ko.
Wow.
Oh,
So,
diba?
friend, are you a blink now? Did you become a blink?
Oo. Natuwa ako.
Next question. What is your favorite song of Blackpink?
Bombaduya.
Bumbaya.
Hindi ako ready dun Bumbaya.
Oh,
Bumbaya.
diba? Bina-validate ko lang po kung talagang favorite niya.
Actually, may isa pa, yung BTS. The first time na nilabas nila yung Dynamite. Kasi may yung pamangkin ko si Winona. Hi Winona. She asked me about it. May pamangkin will be turning 21 this October. Happy birthday, Winona.
Yes, happy birthday. That's my inaanak.
Yung inaanak nila isa.
Yung gift ko pag wala ng pandemic.
So she asked me parang kung napanood ko nga daw yung Dynamite. The first time, sabi ko, parang I ignored it. Kasi parang, ano ba yan? Second time, parang napa-second look ako. Third time, gusto ko na siya. Parang gano'n. Ang weird.
Talaga.
Oh, yes, ang galing. Okay, sige.
Question, friend kasi marami tayong BTS fans. Who is your bias?
Jin is my bias.
Yun. Pareho kami ni Aryanna.
Ako si V! Pinaka-cute.
He's so cute also.
Hi to our fellow armies! Ayan.
Hello! Okay, game friend.
So, ganun po ibabalik ko lang ang galing ko mag-influence. Kasi tingnan mo mention ko lang yung Blackpink, blink na agad si Richie Ramos.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Hindi to pwede ma-edit, nilagay ko sa gitna, friend eh. Ang hirap i-cut nun. So,
yes.
We're talking about influencers, okay? Which is now, again, a common term in influencer marketing. So, magbibigay lang ako ng talagang description or definition ng influencer. So, in marketing, this is according to Oxford, So, a person with the ability to influence potential buyers of a product or service by promoting or recommending the items on social media. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's from Oxford not from me. So, Aryanna, ikaw, because for those who are listening and watching, Aryanna won a Breakthrough Influencer Award back in 2018. So, meaning, validated siya. It's from diba? News channel. Tama ba? E-News Channel. Tama ba?
Ayun. Ito po yung proof.
Yes.
Award. Yeah, I won for E-Bloggers Ball, their Breakthrough Influencer of the Year. Wow. But just for context, I just want to give you guys an idea of how I kind of got into the industry. Yes. Aside from my mom being one of the pioneer bloggers in the Philippines, I actually started blogging around 14 years old. So I can say na 10 years na ako sa industry. Wow. Grabe. But at the time, we didn't know influencer marketing. Parang the term never existed maybe until just a few years.
Recently.
Just recently. I'd say fairly recently. And yung intention, especially of mine and my mom, was never to sell. It was like our passion project to just share. And I love how it's kind of turned into a business, but there's this point where now people either want to become an influencer and try to do influencery things and kind of lose the intention behind what it really means to influence. So I like the definition that it is to help the market, to sell, but the core of it all, I don't think is that, because as an influencer, you do have the influence to affect other people, may it be good or bad, because not all influence is good. So I actually started blogging, and then I did YouTube back when there were no YouTubers. Sila Mikey Bustos lang, Petra Malimuyang, Bogart the Explorer, yun lang yung mga YouTubers. Because I was watching a lot of UK vloggers. Nung high school lang ako, I think it's when I started YouTube. And then in college, I started as an MTV VJ. I won the VJ Hunt ng 2014. I did that for 5 years, grabe. And then
Nice.
what led to this award was actually I did a series of 1 minute videos. So at the time, YouTubers were becoming really big here, especially in the Philippines. I love it that the community has grown, pero I was kind of left behind kasi I started working sa MTV. Wala na akong time masyado mag-vlog. So I thought, what can I do that I like, that I think other people would like as well. So ako, I have a very short attention span pagdating sa mga videos. Parang yung mga 20-minute vlogs, di ko kaya. I mean, maganda naman sila, pero di ko kaya. So I did a series of 1-minute videos. So I did one video every day for 100 days straight. So nag-post ako every day for 100 days. So I became known as the 1-minute girl. Aryanna in a minute was yung hashtag ko. So puro tutorials siya for makeup, for skincare, minsan travel. And I think it took maybe 63 videos bago ma-sponsor ako for any of those videos. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Pero Aryanna, question na una, ikaw sa 1 minute or si Nas? Because diba si Nas is also known for that.
Yeah, Nas Daily does 1 minute parang inspirational, motivational, or like travel type of vlogs. Pero I didn't see it being done here. So I wanted to kind of put my own twist, since a lot of people came to me for beauty and skincare advice. So I was like, how can I fit all this information na hindi masyado wordy on Instagram? Kasi bago, there wasn't any IGTV dati. So I was like, okay, 1 minute lang yung limit ko. And I've always believed that when you have limits, parang it forces you to be creative. So I kinda thought of that in like the span of like a day or a few like hours lang talking about it with my mom, and it just clicked, and I thought, sige, kaya ko to for 30 days. Mga 1 week in, grabe, I was like, no, let's do 100. So, I had finished my 100 videos by the time I had won this award already. And since then, I've had a lot of spin-off series. So right now, with the start of the pandemic, I've been sharing a lot of cooking and baking videos dahil really mahilig talaga ako mag-cook. And I think people don't know that side. And I think as an influencer, hindi lang dapat caged ka with your one niche. I think it's also good to share, who you really are. Not naman kasi sponsored siya, pero ginawa ko lang kasi masaya siya. So, mga 5-minute cooking videos, and then fashion. Wala lang. Basta, it's always something that I really like, and it just so happens other people like it as well. So, my intention behind influencing, I guess, is to be your best self and to help encourage people to share what you like. Maybe they'll like it too.
Yeah.
Ganda.
Landal ko din. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Actually, okay yan, Aryanna. Ako yung nakita ko dun sa kwento ni Aryanna, yung core niya is really more on, I want to share my passion to the world. And bonus yung parang may impact.
Yeah.
Yung pag-share ko ng passion na yon to everyone. And she's using that so that she'll be able to influence the people for the better good. Something like that, diba? So, friend, yun yung summary ko. Anong summary mo?
Galing, sinamara. Alam mo yung 1 minute na yan, it's really good because in my classes, I really put a time limit. Di ba,
I know.
Aryanna?
You made us do a 1-minute presentation before. And I think that's, I like how that's tied in right now.
Kasi yung iba, parang like, for example, hindi kasama tong podcast namin kasi 1 hour tong podcast namin.
Okay lang.
You have to set limits talaga when you're trying to be creative because if not, sabog di ba?
So, ang tawag naman sa corporate sa ganyan, kunyari if you're a salesperson, elevator pitches or elevator pitch. Ibig sabihin, kunyari, nagbebenta ka, binisita mo yung kliyente mo, nakita mo yung presidente ng kumpanya na kasabay mo sa elevator, wala siyang time. So, kung pag-akyat or pagbaba, that was your only time for you to be able to convince him, di ba, na bilhin yung produkto mo. So, elevator pitch. So, that can be 1 minute or less than, or swerte mo na pag nasira elevator, you have a lot of time. But it doesn't normally happen. So, elevator pitch. Okay.
Ako, I call that friend naman hindi kasi ako corporate, di ba? When I try to find sponsors, I call it the CR pitch. Kasi normally yung mga sponsors na girls, nakikita ko sa CR, friend! Uy, sponsoran mo naman yung isa kong event, tapos habang naguhugas ng kamay, retouch, ito na yung sponsorship package sent. Okay lang yung cheque.
Yeah, no, but it really ties in really well because I remember Miss Liza giving us an activity to present any topic, but to only explain it within 1 minute. And everyone thinks, ay, 1 minute lang to explain something. How can I possibly do that? Pero if you know how to organize your data and to really talk about only yung key points and things that are important, you can really get the most out of your minute. And I think that's what I was able to do with my videos in a marketing sense. Na parang ang sawa ng mga tao na mag-scroll, anong product to? Anong ginagawa ni dito? So people just want the info, especially now. I cannot wanted to adapt, I guess, to the market. It's like super like low attention span na sila.
Yeah.
They want information quick, very instant gratification. And I'm the same way sometimes. So I really tried to make my content follow those habits of the viewers.
So, question, Aryanna, kasi I always hear the term content creator.
Okay.
Is an influencer the same as a content creator? Kasi like si for example, si Jaco produces, 'di ba? With
Yes.
tama, hi Jaco, invite pala kita. Paalala mo nga sa akin. So, saka Justin, kayo na mag-message sa akin, nakakalimutan ko 'to lahat. Makakalimutin ako. So, like sila, Jaco produces content, 'di ba, for vloggers. So, are you a vlogger or are you an influencer or content creator? Nalilito na ako, friend.
Kasi, it's so strange kasi among my, I guess, quote-unquote influencer friends, ayaw nila yung term na influencer. There seems to be something bad with the word. Personally, I don't care. Whatever you want to call us, whatever, diba? If in terms of marketing, especially, if you have to use the term KOL, key opinion leader, but whatever, diba? Pero I don't think, I think there is a difference, maybe the term influencer is broad in a sense that, you get sent PR, you get sponsored by brands, you talk about a certain thing, but content creators can actually be, I guess, more specific. So they don't necessarily have to be an influencer. They can actually just be hired to produce, to create content on behalf of a client. So they don't necessarily, I guess, have to overall be an influencer. I think the term now, I think you don't have to be so particular or specific with it. You're still getting a service regardless of what your title is.
Ganda. So ako, friend, ako? Parang social climber?
Influencer ka, girl. Ano ba?
KOL.
KOL ka.
Oo, KOL. Key opinion leader. So, Aryanna, kumbaga ikaw, you call yourself or you tag yourself as an influencer which also doubles into content creation. Tama ba?
Yes, I agree. Because as an influencer, you're not, I really value influencer marketing and really respect my fellow influencers because back in the day when it came to, let's say, producing a commercial or print ad, man, you'd have to get a whole production team. And I know that because my mom was in that. And I really love and value the amazing effort and diligence of a production team. However, when you're getting an influencer, you're literally getting your director, your producer, your videographer, your editor, all in one. So I guess it really just depends on what you're looking for,
Correct.
Maybe the following, and you probably don't even have to pay as much as a celebrity also.
Okay. May question ako, friend, na ito
Sige.
syempre valuable Maganda to. How did you get your followers, Aryanna? Yung, di ba, your kasi friend, legit si Aryanna, she has more than 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And 100 something na, di ba?
117,000
Correct. So, meron siya ng YouTube, parang plaque ba yon yung binibigay ng
I do. Let me
Pakita mo, Aryanna.
Ayun. May silver play button na ako.
Friend, nagkakaroon tayo niyan.
Aryanna, akin na lang yan.
Ay,
kami.
ito na yung pangalan ko
Aryanna, pahiram kami.
Papalitan ko.
Pahiram. Sige.
Papaserox namin.
Takpan mo na lang yung name.
Yes.
So, legit. Sa Instagram, Aryanna, how many followers do you have?
I think it's 77,000.
Alright.
Mas marami sa akin.
Oo.
Naglinis kasi ako ng followers, friend.
Maraming
Pa doon. Nilinis ko, mga chatbots. Pero ikaw, Aryanna, how are you able to grow your followers? Kasi yung subscribers, ang hirap din nun yung likes, diba, ang hirap.
Yeah.
How did you grow it? Is it over a certain number of years or may isa kang post na nag-viral?
So it's interesting. I've always felt like my journey or my current journey has been very slow but steady. So YouTube, when I was about 16 years old in high schools, and now I'm 24. So I did about 40. I had about 44,000 as of the beginning of the year. However, I did this, I guess, a surprise collab with this YouTuber. His name is Doggy, and he's one of the biggest like ML players with like 5 million subscribers, I think, on YouTube. At na-raid niya yung stream because I live stream video games, and he went on there and brought all his followers to view me at pinost niya sa
Wow.
YouTube. So it kind of became like an overnight sensation on YouTube. So parang over the course of a week, parang 60, 70,000. So I'm super grateful for that kasi love ko talaga din yung gaming. Kaya meron akong mga gaming headphones, gaming sushi, diba? But on Instagram naman, which is a totally different market, was really slow. I had about maybe 30 to 40,000 followers on Instagram prior to my 1-minute videos. And that was just over the course of a few years, maybe like 3 years, which is pretty long, and that's just posting as I please. But when I started curating, not curating, but making content with an intention, the 1-minute videos, that's really when I became known for something, and people followed me because they knew na, or tomorrow Aryanna's gonna upload a video, and I did it for 100 days, and then I did it maybe parang twice or thrice a week na lang after that. So yeah, it's steadily grown and slowly growing as I continue to create content.
Kumbaga, patience. I mean,
Yeah.
parang if it will happen, it will happen.
Yeah.
Yun nga, parang ako, I think I'll go back dun sa core ni Aryanna eh. Parang I'm posting because I love to share. I'm not really conscious kung may mga magpa-follow ba or magiging viral. It just happened. And look at her now, 'di ba? So
Yeah.
she's been posting what she loves and yet being followed by a lot of people.
Doon
Diba?
papasok, friend, yung term na authenticity na nawawala na ngayon.
Yes,
Authenticity.
correct.
Paki-spell, Aryanna. Bilis. Authenticity.
Oh,
Nako. Bagsak agad.
Joke.
Bagsak
Ew,
agad.
ganon. But yeah, I think people, especially now, like who want to try to be influencers, nothing naman against it, especially if the intention is there, are very concerned with the numbers, because they think numbers define. But the more I talk to people I know, I guess, in the industry, like from PR or from agencies or marketing who hire me, it's really not anymore numbers, but the quality of the content, that they know that they're getting what they're paid for. So like, imagine if you get paid X amount, and then parang sobrang mema yung ginawa mo, parang, why am I gonna hire her? At least they know that with certain influencers, even though they might have a small following of 1 to 5,000, I think they've even categorized the micro influencers, nano influencers.
May category na
may
categories. Yeah. Like they would still get them because, let's say, they have 1,000 followers, but 30% of their followers will buy, compared to, let's say, someone who has 1 million, but only 5% will buy. You would want to invest more in somebody who has a bigger, I guess, engagement rather than following.
We'll have another episode na lang for social media agency side, so we can get their side naman. Yes, friend, go.
Pero friend, she reminds me yung kinover natin yung episode 3. Si Emily in Paris. Remember, napansin siya dun sa event nung client. Shucks, ano bang pangalan ng brand na yon? Because she was the
nag-episode
only...
tayo. Yung cosmetic brand. Anong brand yun, Aryanna?
Starts with the letter D.
Or...
Yes, Doré.
Yeah.
Yes, Doré. And napansin siya doon ng mga corporate people from the brand because of her authenticity. She understands the brand.
Okay.
She understands the audience.
That's really what I learned, is that, some people might go to an event or get hired to do something and think this is just a job. But I come to this with an intention of, I really want people to know and to love this, and I want to help the client. Kasi some people will go, binabayad na ako, 20,000, 30,000, mga 100,000 ako dito. And I'm like, girl, ano yung intention mo behind sharing? So, it might be hassle sometimes to come up with something or to conceptualize, but you want to give the client what they paid for, and to know that you genuinely love the brand because you will grow with them if they can feel your, I guess, authenticity.
Buti na touch ni Aryanna yung clients. Now, this is my favorite question, Aryanna. Who was your first client in terms of being an influencer? Or sponsorship? Diba? Or tawag ba doon? Endorsement? Endorsement, sponsorship, or client talaga?
That I can remember, it wasn't paid, but one of the first was Samsung. So they actually partnered with my mom and they gave me 30 USB bracelets. So parang USB siya na you can, and they did it for giveaway. So at the time when I was blogging, I didn't do the usual blog na photo and then text. I really like doing things a bit more creative than the usual. And I used to do comic book style blog. So parang nagpo-photo ako and I would put it on a comic book page. So it's like you're reading a comic book. So I did something like that for them and I posted it and I had a giveaway on, at the time, Tumblr pa yung platform ko. Yeah, that was one of the first projects that I got. But my first paid, oh my gosh, I can't remember. But I remember just like, for my 1-minute videos, I think my first was Sephora because at the time I was and it was an internet. It was like Singapore, Zalora.
Yes.
Walang local, diba? So when they messaged me, I was like, "Is this a scam?" Because I was like so in disbelief. I was really in disbelief that the regional in Singapore was messaging me. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And it was one of my favorite projects. But locally, it was Beauty Bar, and which I've honestly been going to since I was a kid for like mani-pedi and getting all my beauty products. So they were the first to sponsor like 3 videos for me. And it's easy to work with a client when you genuinely love the brand. So it was really no effort working together with them.
Ganda, daming sponsors ni Aryanna. Ako din, thank you to my sponsors. Hindi ka muna i-mention, baka masira yung kontrata. Magalit. But Aryanna, now that you have a lot of brands that you work with, do you have a manager? Kasi ang dami kong kilala ngayon manager ng influencers.
Not anymore. I actually I was with Viva, but they would take care of all like my TV stuff. But all this time, I've really just been managing it by myself and with my mom. So it's really sariling sikap talaga with our whole family. Really we're the kind of people that if you want something done right, you do it yourself. So that's why I love, I guess, content creation is because I really have the freedom to execute as I please.
Yeah.
So yung mga potential clients, they will have to message you directly to get in touch with you. Okay. Kasi para lang sa mga viewers So that's one route. Pero another way is that meron kasing mga agencies na meron silang full of influencers. Like in my kasi I'm working for this company. Meron kaming tinatap na mga agencies, tapos bibigyan nila kami ng mga list ng mga influencers. Tapos doon ko yung ibibigay ko sa kanila, ito yung criteria ko. Saka ako mamimili. Parang ganon. Okay. Sige. Since, Aryanna, dahil natuwa ako sa pagiging authentic mo, usap tayo. Hopefully, magustuhan mo yung brand ko.
Teka lang.
Friend, wait lang. Si Aryanna ko usap ko Friend,
bakit
later
parang
ka
di
na.
tayo nag-uusap, friend?
Influencer din si Miss Liza. Ano ba?
Grabe, na-hurt ako. To our editor, paki-edit si Richie sa buong episode. Kami na lang ni Aryanna. Pero natutuwa talaga Aryanna sa si Richie kasi iba yung ngiti niya, maayos. So,
kasi especially now, pinag-uusapan namin ng brand manager ko. Kasi I told her, kumuha ka nga ng mga influencers na young, katulad mo. Diba? As in, seriously. So, I'll tell her to reach out to you. But I'll talk to you first muna.
Sige, thank you.
Aryanna, huwag mo akong kakalimutan, Aryanna. Aryanna, tandaan mo yung mga tinuro ko sa'yo.
Of course.
Pero, ito friend, kasi, ayan, grabe. Ang ganun ako ka-influencer, Aryanna. In-invite kita, nagustuhan ka ni Richie. Friend, nag-aantay ako ng invitation. Yung brand manager po ni Richie, andito lang po ako. Ready. So, Aryanna, kasi you mentioned about clients. Now, number one question, kaya gusto maging influencer ng mga tao is because they will earn from it or they can monetize. Okay, real talk. Okay? Kaya yung mga iba, di ba gusto maging, totoo naman. And you want to monetize it. That's a new term na sobrang popular ngayon. Monetization. Okay? Now,
ibig sabihin, Tagalogin natin. Tagalogin natin, monetization, pagkakitaan. Yes, okay.
Yes. So, how do you earn from being an influencer? Okay. Gusto ko malaman kasi mag-aaral din ako.
Sige. Well, when I started, I really wasn't like gearing to get paid. Because, as one of the first, obviously I didn't know, but my friends who kind of like, let's say, start to become an influencer, they also ask me kung paano. So, honestly, I think it takes a lot of time and credibility to build. So you can actually start by just sharing what you like, and you can naturally grow followers just by being, I guess, a good influence, right? And then you might get noticed by someone, get invited to an event. Dapat wala kang expectation kasi as an influencer, my thing is always, sino ba ako? Who am I? Anyway, di naman ako like sikat or anything, but it's just my personal opinion. So I always have think very lowly of myself in a good way. That's like, I don't expect anything or that I should be treated a certain way. So I guess just have a very low expectation muna. So, you really genuinely go to events and you socialize and you get to know people. That's just how it is. And then I guess a technique I used to do to try to get clients is to make my content something that a client would look at and go, I want that for my brand. So let's say yung mga 1-minute video, I wanted, let's say Sephora to look at that and go, this would be good for us. So I want her to make something like that for us. So parang gawa ka ng catalog, I suppose, or portfolio of sorts. Whatever it is you're into, if it's beauty or food or fashion. And how I usually get, I guess, paid for something like this is the client will email me and ask me, this is our brand, this is our concept, this is our scope of work, or these are the deliverables. So they'll usually come to me like, we want one Instagram post with cross posting to Facebook or Twitter, and then Instagram stories, YouTube blog, and then I come back with a cost estimate for them if they don't give a budget. And then there's the negotiation between the two, and then we sign a contract, and then we probably have like a content calendar and a content guide. It's really up to the client din naman if they want me to be free with what I want to do, or if they have some certain guidelines they need me to follow, mga do's and don'ts or mandatories. And then we execute, and depending on payment terms, probably 30 days to up to 120 days, depending on how big the business is or corporation, then you get paid. So that's kind of
nice. Yeah.
Galing.
Oh, friend, ano nang iniisip? Parang may mga tumatakbo sa utak mo, friend.
I can see it. Okay, noted. Si Miss Liza is now the one taking notes.
Aryanna, alam mo tamad ako.
Bumaliktad.
Pakisend sa akin yung notes mo kasi alam mo yan.
Gagawa ka ng PowerPoint para sa iyo.
Yes. No, kasi sa classes ko, si Aryanna yung aking president, no? So,
not by choice.
Aryanna, nag-attendance ka na ba? Sino absent? So, may report to sa akin si Aryanna.
I was very on top of it.
Aryanna, ano nga yung sinabi ko nung last meeting? Ito, miss. O, yan.
Ito.
So, send ka sa amin ng rate sheet.
Ang galing. Pero, Aryanna, sige. Normally, kunyari, so a client reach out to you already. Yeah. Ano yung mga usual KPIs or key performance index or indicators pala?
Yeah.
O kaya yung mga measurement of success na ini-expect sa'yo ng mga clients mo?
When they come to me, of course, they must know already my amount of followers. Profile. They must see like the amount of likes, the rate of engagement and comments. That's already a no. But usually I get asked, well, depending on the client, sometimes they don't care, but minsan ang dami lang budget, go lang, wala akong pake, like we have to spend our budget. But there are some brands that require that you send your analytics, so that may include engagement and how many views on stories, or how many swipe up links that there are, or how many taps or clicks. So normally those are the KPIs that are
KPIs. Asking. Okay. So, friend, meron ka ba mga KPIs? Wala kaya walang kumukuha sa'yo
Friend, madami kaya akong views. Ang average views ng mga interviews ko, 1,000.
Okay. Sure.
Fairness. And these are organic. As in organic views. Hindi ko to binuboost.
Ibig sabihin ulit ng organic, friend, kasi baka mamaya yung ibang hindi nakapanood ng previous episode natin.
Yes.
Ano yung ibig sabihin ng organic, friend?
Friend, ikaw mag-explain. Mas magaling ka dyan.
Hindi, ibig sabihin ng organic, ito yung mga followers mo talaga.
Yes,
authentic. You didn't pay anything para ma-view ka nila. Kasi pag nagbayad ka na sa boosting mo, paid na yon yung views na yon. So, hindi na siya organic. Paki-research na nga lang ito namang mga viewers natin. Joke lang.
No, tapos Ariana, may isang vlogger, tawag sa akin, influencer, sabi, para daw dumami yung likes or parang yung algorithm daw ng Instagram, parang dapat, diba, 3 tayo ni reaching mga influencers. Nagla-like dapat tayo sa isa't isa nating post. Nakakapagod yun So, hindi ko siya ginagawa. Nakakapagod. Ba't ako magla-like kung hindi ko gusto?
Instagram has come out with a lot of new things that really affect the engagement rate and the algorithm. And especially now, a lot of people, especially influencers, are complaining about the algorithm. And I understand because there's a point where like my views would lessen like by half. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? Wala akong iniba. You know, but there are so many ways that like if you were able to have people comment and like within the first hour, and if you don't edit your photo and if you don't use filters, Instagram will prioritize your photo or your videos. Sometimes I would think about it, but other times like bahala na, the numbers really, at least for me, don't really matter. But when it comes to a client, of course you want to like put your best foot forward and to give them the results that they want. So you really have to kind of try to fit within those parameters also.
But are you now more choosy about the brands that you work with? Are you at that level, Ariana, now? Kasi like ako, choosy na ako, friend. But in fairness, pag di ko gusto, I don't post.
Pero totoo yan kasi I remember, there was this, what do you call this? Ano ba tawag sa kanila before, friend? Yung mga endorser? Yung mga endorser na mga artista, I know they say no sa mga brands pag ayaw nila. Ako natutuwa ako doon eh.
Yes.
Kasi parang sa akin, syempre gusto kong kunin yung gusto ako, 'di ba? Kasi may mga brands naman, may mga endorser naman before na kinukuha tapos nabubuko gumagamit nung kalaban. Minsan nasa contract 'yon, 'di ba? So anyway, sorry Ariana. Can you answer that question? Yeah.
Well, when I first started, I guess I wasn't so choosy kasi beggars can't be choosers. But I'm at this point, and I really believe as I've grown with this, that it's not the amount of times you say yes, but the amount of times you say no. Because, I built my brand, I built my brand and I know what I like, and my followers will know if it's inauthentic. And as that's kind of the curse and blessing with this being an influencer, because people know you, it's like they think that they're your friend, and I feel that I feel like a sense of connection to my community. But I have been a bit more choosier, that I'm hesitant to say yes to things that I personally don't believe in or personally don't use. Or if it's a brand I haven't used, I'll usually say, do you mind if I try it first for like a week? Or can I have a sample muna? So I can give you my thoughts. Like I had to do this talk. I won't say the brand and they wanted me to say that I used it and maganda siya. On the day of the talk, they gave me the product and I said, I can't say that. I haven't tried it. Like, try mo, and just like put on your hand or something, swatch mo na lang. And I'm like, okay, sige, but I'm not gonna say this. I know it's in the script. I know you paid me, but I can't say this. And she's like, sige nga. So when I went on stage, I didn't lie. I was just like, I just tried this today and grabe, yung first impression ko is like, it's this.
Nice.
I'd like to see how it works over time, but my personal experience with their other products, super ganda, so I can only expect this will be good. So you kind of have to know where you stand, but also help your client. So,
correct.
Really
actually, gusto ko yung ginawa niya doon na yung pag-angle niya hindi siya nagsinungaling pero the way that she phrased it, it was still enthusiastic.
Correct.
Diba? So, yeah. Okay.
Galing.
Galing.
No, because alam nyo, I have to say that I like Ariana's authenticity. Hindi lang namin pa ma-spell for now, ha? But next episode, humanda kayo. No, because I think you were also raised well by your parents. So I think parang andun sa kanya yung, pag nasira yung branding ko, it will reflect on my family. Yung tipong may babalikan. Kasi yung iba friends, syempre, kasi Ariana comes from parang a good family na middle class, yung may kaya. So sa kanya, I can choose. Yung iba kasi friend talagang negosyo, parang I'll just grab. Kahit ano yan, go! So, it also adds to her authenticity. Her authenticity.
So may question ako doon, follow up pala doon.
Go, friend.
So sa sinabi mo, friend. So Ariana.
Sabi ko, okay, go.
Hindi, yung sa sinabi mo parang I wanna bounce on that statement . So, can I assume or can I say na you protect your personal brand by promoting only what you love or what you like now?
So when it comes to working with clients, it's very easy for
Mm-mm.
me to say yes to the ones that I love. But
Mm-mm.
I'm not also afraid to say when I don't like something.
Mm-mm.
So
All
I
right.
don't want to have any bad blood with any brands. Of course, there's that, you honestly, you don't want to say bad things, just because you
Mm-mm.
don't like a product shouldn't mean you don't
Yeah.
like the brand. And I
Uh-uh.
don't want to judge them for that. But now, especially, people are looking for, I guess, authenticity and honesty.
Mm-mm.
So a very popular brand sent me something. I love it. I love their first 2 or 3
Mm-mm.
launches. Meron silang
Mm-mm.
isang bagong launch. And I was like, sucks lang to. I wouldn't buy it. Pero in fairness,
Uh-uh.
if you were to buy, pwede naman siya pang ganito, pero try ka
Uh-uh.
na lang ng iba. Until
Uh-uh.
now, they still send me stuff, which is good. I just don't want to sever my relationship. Pero people come to me for that honesty, or even they'll message me personally and go, natry mo na yung ganito, okay ba siya? I'm like, no sis, ito na lang, because
Uh-uh.
they know that I'm credible and I
Yeah.
only really share what I
Yeah.
like.
So sa parang sinabi rin ni Ariana dito, important rin sa trabaho niya yung what do you call this, you need to take care of your relationship with
Correct.
your clients or with your network eh. Kasi at the end of the day, maliit lang ang mundo, 'di ba? Maliit lang ang
Yes.
industriya. You will be working with any of these people anytime soon or in the near future. Napag-usapan natin yan, friend, in one of our first few episodes, yung
Yes.
taking care of your relationship with your network. So,
Yes, correct.
okay.
Relationships are very important. So,
Mm-mm.
Ariana, nakalimutan ko yung tatanong ko, pero buti may listahan ako. So,
May kodigo.
may question ako for the three of us. Okay?
Okay.
Kasi parang ano lang naman, fun. Who is your favorite local influencer and why? Favorite
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh, I have an answer already.
Ay, ang bilis naman. Ariana, wag mo na ako i-mention kasi
Okay,
excluded
sige.
ako. Ah.
Sige, yung second favorite ko na lang.
Second na lang.
Okay,
Okay.
my second favorite is si
Sige.
Mimiya. You
Okay.
guys know
Ayan,
Mimiya.
Mimiya.
Yes.
Honestly, what I love about her is how herself she is. Like, I feel like she's exactly what I want to be, but obviously, like her values, I suppose, that
Mm-mm.
she just owned it. She was herself. She's not the typical. I love that she's super high fashion, but she has the most plastic cupboards in the background, yung kumot na sa baba. And it's relatable and it's aspirational at the same time. And I like it because she's so unapologetically herself. And every time she promotes something, I'm like, yes, bibili na ako sa Lazada or whatever she's promoting. But yeah, I really admire her for that she is a personality, but that even off cam, ganun din siya. Because I've seen her in person. I haven't really met her, but she was across the room from me talking with another influencer. And I was like, oh my God, such a fan. Ganon, fangirl ako. Pero just seeing how she is, she's super kalog. And I've talked to my fellow PR agency friends, and they're like, we love Mimi. And I'm like, I love her too. So I like it that not only is she loved by her fans, but she's loved by the industry and the clients as well.
Yes. Hopefully,
Okay.
friend, mag-guest natin si Mimi kasi she's being handled by the agency of my former student. Magpa-follow up ako ha. Medyo busy lang daw.
Okay. Yeah.
So, ikaw,
Ako.
friend, sige, ikaw muna.
Ako yung favorite ko kasi, I'm a graduate of LaSalle, tapos nagturo rin ako sa LaSalle. Tapos I'm a huge fan of UAAP. Ang favorite ko na athlete talaga, si Mika Reyes.
I love
Hi,
her.
Mika!
Hi,
Yes!
Mika.
Sobra siyang humble, sobra siyang down to earth. And, tapos, sobra akong nagagalingan sa kanya. Nagagalingan, nababaitan. So, pinafollow ko siya, pinafollow ko siya sa Instagram, pinafollow ko siya sa YouTube. Tapos pag nag-IG story siya, there was a time na nag-post siya ng mga local entrepreneurs. Talagang, chinek ko isa-isa lang mga yung pinost niya. Hindi ko lang matanda ako, may mga binilan naman ako doon. Pero, I mean, I
Mika,
followed or I
paki-check
checked.
Mika ha. Mika, i-check
I-check
natin
yung
yan.
KPI mo,
Oo nga
KPI.
At saka affected ako pag malungkot siya or may mga pinagdadaanan siya. Affected ako. And ito yung nakakatawa dyan. So, I'm a supporter of Lasal. Okay. So, di ba, yung mga lady spikers, pagka-graduate nila, nagiging player sila ng F2 Logistics. Mostly mga player ng Lasal yon. When Mika Reyes left for Petron, I remember, dalawa kami ng kaibigan ko, si Claire. Hi, Claire. Nanood kami ng game ng finals yun ng Petron and F2. Ang chini-cheer ko, Petron, ganung level. Kasi nandun si Mika. si Claire parang tingin na tingin sa akin, tumigil ka nga, Lasal yung F2. Sabi ko, sorry. Sabi ko, si Mika talaga yung favorite ko. So, ayun.
Fred, i-mention ko lang kasi you kept on mentioning F2. Shout out kay Mito Dizon, the head of marketing. Mito, mag-sponsor ka, nakailang mention to si Richie
Yung anak nila, estudyante ko. Yung
Sino?
dalawang anak nila, nakalimutan ko yung pangalan. Pero
si
hello.
Mito walang anak walang anak si Mito Dizon. Si Mito Dizon came from Lasal. So he's the marketing head na of F2. Mito, mag-sponsor ka.
Yung may-ari ng F2.
Ari mismo.
Yung may-ari mismo. Yung dalawang anak na naging estudyante ko. I just forgot their names.
Hello sa ating Lady Spikers. Tama, di ba? Spikers tawag
Lady
natin.
Spikers, yes.
Lady Spikers. Tin Tiamson, hello, my favorite. Kasi
hi, Tin.
pina-follow ko. Mika, hindi naman to sponsored, So si Richie, pati F2. Mito, sponsor ka, F2.
Sorry. Ikaw, friend.
Pwedeng ako naman. Favorite ko, and no ka-plastican because Aryanna is here. Hindi ka Aryanna, your mom, Jenny Epperson. Tell her,
kwento niya nga.
Guest natin sa next episode, Aryanna. No, but I love her since Multiply. As in, hindi pa pinapanganak yung kapatid mo. Parang whenever she posts, parang it comes from, parang si Aryanna, a level of credibility na I post it kasi I'm sharing happiness. Parang ganyan, di ba? Like ako, pag may masarap akong kinain, I post it kasi I'm sharing happiness. So, I love her authenticity kasi from Multiply to Instagram, medyo nawala ako in between kasi di ba nung nawala Multiply, hindi ko alam kung saan sila lumipat. Parang, nasan yung
nag-close.
May mga blogspot, tapos naging WordPress or
Tumblr. So, Instagram, kasi nga, naging student ko si Aryanna, tapos sabi ko, I know your mom, so doon ko finollow si mom mo. So, nag-reconnect kami. Reconnect?
Sige, I'll let her know.
So, parang andun ako sa authenticity. I go back to that. And Aryanna reminds me of her. Parang legit. Pag nag-recommend, parang ako lang yan. Pag nag-recommend, totoo.
Oo, totoo yan. Kasi minsan naninira yan si friend Pero okay lang naman yun.
No, alam ko not choosy si Miss Liza, so I'm very honored. I'm very honored.
Saka mas choosy si Richie.
medyo. Friend, so nasa last part na tayo ng ating podcast. So maybe this is the best time for us to ask Aryanna sa mga for the aspiring influencers, Aryanna, or content creators, ano yung mabibigay mo sa kanilang tips?
Top 3 lang.
Top
3.
Yes.
Okay. So, I'd say number 1 is to turn your passion into a paycheck. There's nothing wrong with making money.
Yes. Totoo yan.
There's nothing wrong with making money. Let's not, put influencers down. It's a new way of marketing.
Ako, I'm a supporter of influencers.
Diba?
Yes.
So, we should really support that because they really do help naman. And number 2, I guess, would be to remember where your intentions lie. Is why are you doing this? Always try to bring yourself back to your core and don't let it, get to your head din naman kasi sino ka talaga,
Yes.
So, always remember why you're doing it. And I guess third, medyo corny siya, pero just have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, if you're not even happy doing what you're doing, then why are you doing it?
Yes.
Ganda. Bicom ko yan. Ganda.
Oo nga Ang galing, friend. Akalain mo yun, di ba? Meron kang estudyante na ang daming natutunan sa'yo.
Madami sila,
of
friend.
course.
May listahan ako.
May listahan ka, oo. Pero gusto ko yung mga sinabi ni Ariana. So ito yun yung mga tips sa mga aspiring influencers. Huwag niyong kalilimutan kung ano yung intention nyo. Just show your passion and have fun at the end of the day. Because kung hindi na siya fun, para lang yan yung regular work mo eh. Kung hindi na masaya, parang ang bigat na yan. Ang bigat ng pumasok, 'di ba? Ang bigat ng gawin yung trabaho. So, yun. Okay,
Sisikat
friend?
ako, friend, di ba? So, saka advice ko rin sa mga aspiring influencers. May ganon. Gusto ko rin mag-advise.
Of course.
Bakit ba?
Oo nga eh.
Credible
Wa-
ka.
Wag masyadong stage or scripted. Sinasabihan ko actually yung ibang influencers. Hindi ako, sabi niya, minsan nung sa tingin mo yung post ko, ang pangit. Sabi ko, masyadong stage. Yung parang,
Yeah.
anong pinupush mo dyan? Yung parang masyadong nakaganyan. Hindi ko feel. Yung mga kaganyan-ganyan. Parang, anong gusto niyong gawin ko? But, I don't judge because maybe I'm not their target market. But, I'm just giving my insight. Parang, I don't like your post kasi ganyan. So, be authentic. Kasi yun ang friend ang nawawala ngayon. Nalulungkot ako, parang everything now is a paid post. Parang, so ako talaga, I want authenticity to come back. Yung talagang you post because you want to share happiness. Ang ganda nun! Paki-post yan.
Sige, ako naman, friend, I really don't mind kung paid post siya.
Okay.
Kasi, I mean, I'm in corporate marketing eh. So, influencer is part of the things that I plan for my brand eh. Kumukuha talaga ako ng influencer eh. Para sa akin lang, it's really more on yung ilabas nyo lang yung pagiging authentic nyo. Kumbaga, wag dapat hindi mawawala yung sarili nyo when you are promoting a certain brand. And in the first place naman, yung mga influencers naman, tinatap sila ng mga corporate clients because they see that these influencers represent their brand. So something like that. So at the end of the day, ako may isa lang akong request sa mga influencers.
Sige, friend, baka pagbigyan ka nila, friend.
Oo, sige, makinig kayong lahat ha. Hindi kasi ako, I'm a huge fan of those influencers or endorsers who really find time to engage with their fans eh.
Totoo.
Yes.
So kumbaga, kahit papano, paminsan-minsan, I know it can be very busy or sobrang dami. Sagutin niyo yung mga DM nila, yung mga comments nila. Kasi friend, ako nagme-message ako sa mga pinapalo. Hindi ako sinasagot.
I honestly, I love that advice. Kasi I learned that pretty early on. No, when I was, sorry to add, pero when I was doing my 1-minute videos, I used to get easily 200 to 500 comments. Depende talaga sa video. I would reply to all.
Yes.
All. I would literally sit down for an hour and reply. And lahat ng DMs, yung DMs ko are not even full kasi I reply to them all. Kasi, you know, if not for them, wala ka talaga. The least you can do is talk to them. Yeah.
Totoo.
Ariana, question. When you go sa mall, do people approach you and say, hi, Ariana, pwede magpa-picture?
It's super rare. But when it
Ay,
does, I
gagawin
feel
ko yan.
so...
Pag nakita ka sa mall, lagot ka sa akin.
I feel so shy. I'm like, me? I don't expect it talaga. But sometimes.
Do you have a fans club?
Oo nga, meron ba?
When I first started in Viva, they're called Aryanatics. Pero I call I guess my followers, my friendships. Kasi feeling ko, we're just friends and we're all hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
Ganda nun, di ba? Dati may the Super Intergalactic Fans Club of Richie Ramos. Alam mo, friend, yung mga time na gano'n. The Intergalactic Friends of Liza Sanchez. Ngayon, di ba, friends lang. Ariana's friend.
Correct.
Dami ko natutunan.
Ako din. Sobra akong I like this conversation.
Buti naman may natutunan ka, Ariana.
ako siguro yung pinaka nagustuhan ko is yung authenticity talaga. It all boils down to that, authenticity. Yun lang.
Yun lang.
Kasi paulit-ulit. Yun lang. Paulit-ulit na natin siya sinasabi. So, yeah. Ikaw, friend.
Be choosy, of course, with your brands. Like, kami kasi, di ba, if you're following me, I have senior vlogger parents. Sila, pag ayaw nila yung food, ay sasabihin nila, tigil mo yung live mo na yan. I-delete. Hindi masarap. Ganon sila. So, magpo-post na lang ako na parang, thank you for sa nagpadala. Or pinipm ko. So, even sila daddy na senior, so di ba dapat kahit ano yan, go very choosy. So, you have to have certain standards also. And you have to be true to who you are. Syempre, of course, we want to monetize as much as possible. Lalo na ngayong pandemic, friend, di ba? But you have to stick to who you are as a personal brand. And of course, your values. You shouldn't lose your values. Ang ganda ng sharing ko.
Ang ganda. 10 over 10.
Grabe.
Parang friend note ko yan na binasa mo.
Inubos ko. Inunahan kita. So,
Okay.
Aryanna, for the brands, how did they connect with you? As in DM
Correct,
lang?
yes.
Well, dati email lang, pero now they're even going through Instagram, which is not something I used to like kasi feeling ko very impersonal or very, I guess, not unprofessional. But now I've just welcomed it because it is a very easy avenue to connect with influencers directly. So, however they wanna contact me, as long as it's work coming my way, I'm not saying no.
Sige. So, Aryanna, ano yung email mo? Pwede mo bang sabihin para ilalagay
Yes, I
namin
can
dito sa
share. You can check actually all my details on my Instagram. It's at Aryanna Epperson, and my email address is there. It's aryanna.epperson@gmail.com.
Alright. So, sa lahat ng mga potential clients who would like to tap Aryanna, so yun yung details niya. Ipapasulat natin dito sa podcast natin para makita.
Okay. And
So
sa
you
mga
won't
gusto mo
forget.
mag-sponsor sa amin ni Richie, ibibigay ko po landline ko or pupuntahan ko po kayo sa bahay nyo.
Sa lahat po ng mga walang plano na mag-sponsor sa amin,
Manda
tatawagan pa rin
kayo.
po namin, manda po kayo sa amin.
Yung mami ko po pupunta sa nyo. Hindi nyo mahihindian yun. Okay? So,
Okay.
friend, anong best insight mo for today? Best insight lang as we close this.
Ako nga, yun nga, I always go back to
Authenticity.
Yung authenticity talaga. Kung ako, since nasa corporate ako, yun yung isa sa mga una kong tinitingnan sa mga vloggers or influencers. Parang yung gusto ko makita na ginagawa nila yung ginagawa nila because yun yung gusto nilang gawin, not because napipilitan sila. Kitang-kita mo yan, makikita mo yan. So, yes. Ako yun. Yung main.
O yan. Kasi si Richie comes from the perspective na siya yung kumukuha po ng influencers. Oo. Uy, friend, parang ako wala kang minimension na ganyan.
Hindi, i-email ko si Aryanna, friend. Huwag ka na.
Friend ako, liza.sanchez@gmail.com.
Alam ko, pero kaya nga hindi kita ini-email eh.
Grabe.
So, basta Aryanna.
Sama mo ako sa contract ha.
Dapat collab tayo, miss. Collab tayo.
Dapat nakalagay non-negotiable.
Yes,
And non-deductible. Baka
Ayun.
magkakala ko.
Ikaw,
Sige.
friend, ano?
Ako, ang dami ko nasabi, no? Pero,
Ang dami.
i-recap ko lang. So, if you want to be an influencer, you have to first, again, go back to what is your value. Parang what do you want to share with your audience, di ba? And not everyone can be your market. So, you have to choose. Aryanna, ang market mo ba medyo high-end or as the aspirational crowd?
I would not say. I would say it's like not the one masa, not the one high-end, somewhere in the sweet spot.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
perfect.
like ako, sweet.
Of
Sweet
course.
spot. Diba? So, we would like to thank Aryanna for joining
Thank you,
us. Ang saya,
Aryanna.
friend.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
So much fun.
Sobra. Yes,
Diba?
sobra ako nag-enjoy. Ang dami ko natutunan kay Aryanna.
I-recap ba yan ni Richie yan sa akin? One by
I-release.
one.
Oo. Kasi ako yung nagbibigay ng sa notes sa editor eh.
Okay.
So, to our listeners, if you have any suggestions or comments for the next topic, just message us. Sponsors, hahanapin namin kayo. Kami bahalang maghanap.
And yes, and please feel free to reach out to Aryanna. And because of this, actually, hindi ko kasi naging estudyante si Aryanna, and nalaman kita through Liza. Parang sabi ko, going through this podcast now, parang sabi ko, gusto ko tong bata eh. Gusto ko tong ka-age ko na to
Thank you. It means a lot
Gusto
to
ko
me.
to, sobrang natuwa ako. Sobrang.
Yeah.
Kitang-kita ko yung kung bakit ka successful now, because
Thank you.
you are humble, you have, yun na.
No, thank you. I really value my LaSalle education. Like in more ways than one, it's really helped me so much in this career, I guess. Like that's why my mom wanted me to take business. It was her suggestion. And I'm like, you know what? This makes sense because you're not just marketing for brands. It's also possible to market yourself. And taking Miss Liza's test honestly is so insightful. It might sound like a joke, but I'm not kidding. Like especially with the PowerPoints and the presenting, it's super helpful.
Ay, naku, i-post mo to, Aryanna. Gawin mo tong virus. Hindi siya viral. Gawin mo yung virus.
Bagong pandemic.
Friend, pakita mo yung shirt, yung jacket mong Lasal. Bigay yan ng Lasal.
So cool.
Add ko lang lumuwag po yan. Lumuwag siya. Luwag na.
So, okay, we have come to the end of this podcast. Again, maraming salamat Aryanna Epperson for finding time to share with us your journey and giving tips to our followers. Sa marami naming followers and potential followers.
Ang dami.
Maraming salamat. Yes. Okay. Until next time, this is Richie Ramos again, your serial marketer, and
Liza Sanchez, your marketing goddess. With
this is Marketing Riding in
Tandem
with Liza and
Richie.
Thank you.